No, I like write songs in like 5 minutes. I hear a beat and I'm like jotting down lyrics. People say it's very sad and it's like depressing, but it's actually a love song. So if you listen to the lyrics, it's me telling that person like open up to me. Self-worth was just not there. It was like, why did you leave me? Am I not good enough? Like, is there something wrong with me? When I'm happy, I like struggle to make music. I get like a writer's block when I'm happy. When I'm like crying and I'm sad and I'm going through like depression, that's when I make like the best songs.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like you had some hectic. I thought I had some hectic relationships, but what kind of DMs are they?
Like, can we like feature? Can we make music? Or like, I wanna marry you. Like, let me pay lobola. I've gotten like a lot of DMs.
In some other countries, a woman having a gap is actually considered to be more beautiful than like people
Really?
with yeah. Hey, my good people, welcome to another episode of Sounds Good Enough. Today, I have someone who has a really, really good fan base. You guys were hitting me up on the comment section and you asked for her to be here. So she is here. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Tell me more about this fan base of yours, eh?
It's crazy. Yeah, my friends were tagging in the comments like
Yeah.
R&B artists. They were like, "We have Avery C." So I saw the tags.
So is it when you saw the video, you saw it through them, or did you
I
have to
saw
like
it
send the?
through. Yeah, someone sent me the video. And I was
Okay.
like, "Oh, okay, cool."
But didn't you feel nervous though? Like just having
I
people just
did. I did. Like a lot of people were tagging.
Okay. Was that like the first time though that you've been like mentioned in like
Yeah,
a okay. Oh but that must have been like overwhelming though to think of
little
like
bit. But then I asked like a few extra people as well to tag.
okay.
Because I thought it would be cool
Yeah.
to like see all the tags under the comment section.
Okay, so you actually, commanded your
Yeah.
armies as well to go. Okay,
Yeah.
no, it's that's quite cool. But I do wanna understand, like a lot of people make music
hmm
and they struggle to have like a fan base. You don't put out, but it seems like you don't have that struggle. How do you go about like creating?
Not really. I just make music that like is honest to myself. I make music for myself, not really for anyone else. It's like a personal diary that I'm sharing with everyone else. Yeah.
Is it like stuff that you write down that you've written down like before, and you're like, let me put it down on a
Yeah.
song?
No,
Okay.
I like write songs in like 5 minutes. I hear a beat and I'm like jotting down lyrics.
In 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, like is your quickest song that you've ever written like 5 minutes? Like 5 minutes
The
done,
quickest song I've
sang,
ever written,
chorus.
I think, is Free.
Hmm.
I wrote that song literally in 5 minutes, recorded it only one time.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting because like when you think about a song, right, it has all sorts of things like structure, like
hmm
the chorus, like rhymes, like even like the meaning of it. And 5 minutes just sounds like a very short time to like really do like a fleshed out song. Is it? Do you just use things that you've like written prior or?
No, I write from experience. Recently, I'm like trying to like write from just like thoughts, like storytelling and like experiences that other people have had, not just myself. But with that song specifically, it was experience and just, yeah, it just came to me.
Your own experience?
Yeah, my own experience.
Do you write from someone else's perspective as well?
Not really. That's what I'm trying to get into now. Yeah.
Would you write like a song, for example, from like your parents' perspective? I mean, I'm sure they
I
tell you
would.
stories and
They do. I actually haven't written a song about it.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
like something that you would in the future maybe like to
Yeah,
do.
definitely.
Okay, how would it sound like though in your like now when you think about it?
When I think about it,
Hmm.
like telling a story that's my own, but then from their Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Yeah, I tell it like it's my own story, like I went through it, but it's their story.
Give me an example.
So like say I've never been through a breakup and someone's telling me their story of how they like went through this
No,
breakup.
no,
It was
from your
tough.
like good parents' perspective. I
Oh,
want
from
to
my
see
parents'
how.
perspective.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to see your 5 minutes quick
5 minutes.
writing.
Okay. So my parents, they met like when my mom was still in university and my dad had like already like was working and he'd studied and all of that. So from my perspective, I'd write a song about like love at first sight. Love at first sight, a bit complicated, like from my mom's parents, my dad's parents being like super chilled, and yeah,
Is that how your dad always explains it? Like it was like a love
yeah,
at first sight. Okay, cool. It's quite nice to like write a love song. What do you think with your music, right? I'm sure you write about like love as well. What do you think is like something that's misunderstood from, like how people, they listen to your song and then they come back to you and they tell you like, oh, this and that and that. Mm.
I think people listen to the song and think it's just about a breakup. Like my recent song, Hard. People say it's very sad and it's like depressing, but it's actually a love song. So if you listen to the lyrics, it's me telling that person, like, open up to me, share your thoughts with me and your feelings with me. And people didn't really catch on to that. So just misunderstanding the lyrics.
But do you feel like it's also the production as well? Because like I think I've heard that song. It's like it has a very like moody like production with the beats and then whatnot. You think also having to tell like a love song, it should be on a more
Upbeat.
upbeat.
I don't
Yeah.
know how to write upbeat music.
Really.
I only write like sad songs, super sad songs.
But I mean, like, if you write super sad songs, that's like most of the time gonna come across as that. Because I think for the most part, even with me, when you listen to a song, the first thing that you hear is like the vibe of it before the lyrics. Like the lyrics come in like after like maybe your fifth listen.
Yeah, true.
So don't you feel like you'd to try to actually portray that message that this is actually a love song? It should be on like a more.
Yeah, that's a fault on my end,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. I need to learn how to write more like exciting music.
Have you written something though?
I have demos. I'm like scared to put out, like scared people will judge.
Yeah, you put it out. I think art is sometimes you like I watch artists and they talk about they had a song, right, that they would maybe record
Yeah.
and then they wouldn't like that song, right? Maybe one of their friends like, oh, put that song in the album, and then that song becomes like one of the big songs in that project, right? And I just feel like sometimes you gotta just let people,
Yeah.
make a decision for themselves, right? You don't, at the end of the day, you don't know, what people actually like.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna actually ask you about your said songs. Are they necessarily fueled by like pain and anything, or is
They
it just
are.
okay?
They are.
Do you want to talk about that?
Like they're very sad. Like I hated me over you. It's about a breakup, like hating myself because someone left me and I didn't feel like confident in myself. And then Say It is about being cheated on, and then that brings like insecurities and stuff like that. So it is sad.
Okay, so you felt bad about yourself because like somebody left you, and to some extent, like your self-worth was.
Yeah, self-worth was just not there. It was like, why did you leave me? Am I not good enough? Like, is there something wrong with me? Yeah.
Okay, how did that person leave for you to like feel that
They were
way?
like, I'm not in love with you anymore. It's time to end this, time to leave.
Sure.
I was like, yo,
Not
okay.
even, not even. It's not me. It's you.
Yeah.
Like straight up. I'm no
Yeah.
longer in
Like,
love
I'm not
with you.
feeling this anymore. So I was like, is it something that I did? Like,
Hmm.
what's going on? Yeah.
Hey, maybe they had somebody else, and
Probably.
hmm.
Probably. But my intuition is like very good. So I can tell when someone's like cheating on me.
So you wrote those songs like back to back. Basically, it was like a
Not
what?
really, no.
So those are like two separate instances.
Yeah.
Sure. You know what I would say, Mina? Like for the most part, I've realized like pain normally creates like great art. It sucks, that
Which is
most
weird.
yeah, well, that we don't get to like create the most nicest things when we're happy. We create them when we're in pain. But I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, when I'm happy, I like struggle to make music. I get like a writer's block when I'm happy. When I'm like crying and I'm sad and I'm going through like depression, that's when I make like the best songs. Yeah,
Do you feel like artists need someone to talk to, like a
I think so.
therapy
I
kind
think
of thing?
so. Yeah.
That if because they're dealing with a lot, that they can't easily
Yeah.
express it. But if they actually had somebody that would,
Yeah, there's always something deeper, so I think so. Yeah.
what's something deeper that applies to your life?
Applies to my life. Now I'm going to talk about Free. Free is a song that's about sexual assault, rape, and abuse and stuff like that. And I've had my own personal experience with sexual assaults. And that song, I feel like, can connect with so many other people that have experienced the same. And that's a pretty deep song. That's something that's deep for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
tough one.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Yeah, I really don't even know how to,
Yeah.
talk about that. But how do your like parents help you out in that kind of situation? Like,
I think not just like with myself, but parents in general kind of also shut down in those situations and don't really know how to help their child, but they try like as best they can. Because it's like, how do you navigate? How do you listen to like, this is what your child has been through, and then like try and help? I think it's also like pretty difficult on them. Yeah.
what do you think it's the most important thing for you in that moment?
For me, just a safe space, like someone to talk to.
Okay. And do you feel like you get to that?
Sort of.
Sort of. Okay. From your friends, from like people around you.
I don't really talk to my friends about that stuff because it's pretty deep. It's pretty personal. So yeah, it's also not something that I would like to share with everyone. But here I am. But yeah.
Wouldn't you maybe, even not start it yourself, maybe like join a community of like people who have,
I am thinking of that actually. I was actually doing research on that for support groups and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's a tough one. And with the country that we live in, it's something that's...
And the justice system like fails us really badly. It does.
No. Yeah, it's a very, very... Okay, cool. I do want to talk about rock, right?
Rock.
Yeah, you
Okay.
have a very like rock aesthetic to
Like,
yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, do you get inspired by like rock people?
Like emo, Y2K kind of vibes.
Yeah.
I did used to listen to like rock music. I don't know if you know Ice Peak. They're a Russian group and they like scream in their songs and I love that.
Like metal rock.
No, I don't even know. I think it's like experimental music. And it sounds like they possessed by a demon or something. And I listen to that like full blast. Yeah.
I was watching this other movie like 2 weeks ago. What's this called? Sound of Metal or something like that. So it's
Mhm.
about this couple. They make rock. They make metal actually, and this guy lost his hearing,
Mhm.
right? And he plays the drum. So obviously, to him, that is devastating. Like having
Yeah.
to like live without that one tool that it actually needs, like playing
Yeah.
band. Obviously you do need to hear like someone is off beat and whatnot. And I like that kind of music, right? But I also feel like it's to some extent damaging, like especially to your
Mhm.
ears, right? What
Yeah.
do you think about that?
I'm not sure. I think if you want to like scream and just like move your head, it's like fun.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm not sure.
You don't think they should be to some extent like I don't know, like a frequency cutoff
Maybe.
to kind of like
Maybe.
protect people's ears from that? Because
Yeah.
I mean, it's a real thing. Like with him, yes, for him because it was his career. Like that's
Yeah.
legit his bread and butter. But you get people who now on a day to day they can't use their ears
I mean,
anymore
if it
because
takes
it's
away your hearing, then definitely there should be something in place to prevent that.
it's loud. It hits hard, and
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you you said Ice what?
Ice Peak.
Ice Peak, and
Yeah.
then did you get like your aesthetic? Because I see like even you have like a
I love the
chain
color
and the
black.
yeah.
So I'm usually always in all black.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Um, I was looking through your Instagram like stories, right? And I saw that you had which was this, that was like the one thing that was I wouldn't say like out of place, but interesting to some extent. I saw you like you enjoyed the new Sabrina Carpenter album, no?
Oh, Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That
And like her
album
vibe is
is,
very like colorful,
it's very
very
cutesy.
very cutesy, very like
Yeah.
do you wanna have at some point have
No.
like that?
No. I'm gonna stick to the dark. But I like her music though.
Hmm.
I like her
So
music,
you
yeah.
just like the music for what it is, but you don't have no interest whatsoever
Yeah.
to have
Yeah.
it in
And
your
her lyricism, it's very creative. Like
hmm.
Melanie Martinez, they're very like creative with their lyricism. So
Who's Melody Martinez?
Melanie Martinez, you don't know who she is. She's a really great artist as well. Very into like spiritual, like fairy tale things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought maybe it's like a Sabrina Carpenter
No,
writer.
very different. But they like lyricism.
Hmm.
It's just at the top, I
So you'll
think.
never do pop like
I
dressed up in like a
it's kinda
blue.
pop.
Hmm.
Like pop R&B. Yeah.
But I mean, like, how do they call it? Do they call it gummy pop or is it
No,
gum
I'd
pop?
never do.
Yeah,
Oh no.
like your Sabrina Carpenter type of thing. Right? It's like
No.
cheerful, colorful. Like even in videos, like
Yeah.
visuals, it's always she use a lot of like primary colors, like your blues, your greens,
Pinks.
your pinks.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Yeah, so it's like I like your music, I like your
But
vibe,
like keep the
but
color.
keep it gonna rock your own. Yeah, but I get you. Like I think for the most part you should have like your own, like colors, your own taste, your own look, your own everything. But also I do think that it's nice to like experiment. Maybe you might enjoy it. Have you tried it though?
Color. My mom used to dress me and my sisters in pink a lot. So
pink turned you off.
yeah, I'm good with the pink.
Maybe blue?
Blue? No.
Like a dark blue, like a navy blue. Like
Navy
in
blue.
between.
I don't think I would. I'm like good with like gray, black, different shades of like the neutral colors.
I'm guessing your wardrobe is like all
Yeah,
black.
there's some color in there because when my mom buys me clothes, she buys color. And I'm always like, black, please. Yeah.
I mean, I also like black. Even now, I'm like dressing
Yeah, I
all black
see
and
all
the
black.
boots and the yeah. But I feel like some little color here, some little red
I have
here,
white.
a no, Mara. White is
A
it's
neutral
bright, but
color.
it's not really. How can I say? It doesn't like pop like a
Yeah.
blue. For
Yeah.
example, if we had like blue pants with a black,
Yeah.
or maybe like a bright red, or there's actually my friend of mine here. He wears colors for days. Sometimes that annoys me,
Yeah.
man, because his wardrobe is like a fever dream. Like
No, I
blues,
could never.
greens, and but no, it's a way to like self-express. So okay, cool. Are you? I was going through your TikTok, right, and I saw cool. You had like this other post where you were like, "You're an overthinker." You
An
know?
overthinker,
Yeah.
yeah.
And how does that look like in your mind, like when you overthink something?
I think sometimes it depends on the situation.
Hmm.
But yeah, I do tend to overthink about a lot of things. Even this interview, I was overthinking like, what if I like hit something, move my hands too much, like
You hit the mic.
Yeah, what if I like hit the
Hit the
mic?
camera.
Like
Now I just hit the camera.
yeah, see, like that would make me nervous if I hit the camera.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta like let things just be,
Yeah,
if
but
you
that's
make a
something you
mistake
can't
and
like help. An overthinker would like understand. You can't help it. It just runs through your mind.
what's the crazy part is I'm an overthinker. I think I used to be a huge overthinker, but over the years I realized, like some things you can't ever change.
Yeah, some
Like let's
things
say
you
you're
can't
in a such
control.
you can't
Yeah.
control, you're in a certain situation. Sometimes it's just better to just breathe and let it be.
Yeah.
Not always, because some of the things are very important to you and you want to have them be in a certain way. But for the most part, breathe and,
Yeah.
let it be. Yeah.
I think I overthink the most in relationships. Yeah.
But in life, like generally, like
In life, not so much. Like I would think, but not as much as I do like when it comes to a relationship.
Yeah, no, it sounds like you had some hectic. I thought I had some hectic relationships, but and are you a petty person though?
Petty, no.
Right, you wouldn't, do something because somebody did something to you.
No, I'm a huge lover girl, so I'm still gonna be like, I hope you're happy. I hope you become successful.
I actually, like how people when they break up most of the time they'll say like, I wish for the best, but they don't really wish
Yeah.
for the best. So when you actually wish for
It's genuine. It's genuine.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, that's good. People hold grudges, and it is good to kind of let
Yeah.
go of. And yeah, like if you had a good time with that person, it ended. Let it end and
Yeah,
let it
and there's
be.
no need to hold. That sits like in your heart. So you might as well just let it go.
Someone said you think you're the it, and
Hectic.
yeah, and I saw that it was because you did like a video where like we had like a lot of
Like
DMs.
DMs. I remember that video, yeah. That was just for a trend. I actually don't think I'm like the shit or anything like that. That was just for like a trend.
So, but do you generally get like a lot of DMs
I do on TikTok. I do, yeah, and a lot of requests. Instagram, not so much, but like on TikTok.
What kind of DMs are they?
Like, can we like feature? Can we make music? Or like, I want to marry you. Like, let me pay lobola. I've gotten like a lot of DMs like that. I get poetry in my DMs, and yeah, just like a whole lot of stuff.
Do you respond to some of them?
No, I keep them in the requests.
Like even for music, like a music feature thing?
No, I don't. It depends also on the artist. If their music is good, if I mess with their music, then maybe. But I don't usually respond. I prefer emails.
Okay. So you've never had like someone who you've generally like, I like this person's music and
on TikTok,
let's
no.
see.
On Instagram, there was a feature that I did with Wonka Riolis and Riley Blackhearts. That was communication through Instagram.
Okay,
Yeah.
but so you do respond, just not on TikTok.
Not on TikTok.
Why not on TikTok
There's a
to
lot
be
of
specific?
scams on
Yeah?
TikTok. And the DMs are crazy on TikTok. Yeah.
And even the I wanna lower you one, you don't respond to those ones
Sorry,
as well. The I wanna lower you one.
Oh, no, no. No.
What if the guy is serious though? Yeah.
No.
You
Through
never.
text, no.
I mean, like, how is that person gonna talk to you besides that? Send an
No.
email.
No. Also, like, preference. Yeah.
So you're telling me if you were to see like someone who's like really good looking, everything is just looks clean, and
But
then
like
they hit you up on the personality, everything is there.
If
They have-
personality is like proper and everything's proper, their goals align with mine and they look good, yeah, sure.
So out of all of those 100, not even one person.
No.
Yeah. yeah, it's tough to please people these
Right.
days. No, but I get you though. It must be like really crazy for like, you know, being a woman, always getting all those requests. And it sucks when you're also in like in the business world, because most of the time you would like to just get something that's legit, you know,
That's
maybe like an
genuine.
actual producer, and
Yeah.
most of it is just like some guy just trying his luck.
Yo, that too, like even when it comes to meeting producers or people that want to work, they're not there just like for work. So you can't even trust that they just want to work with you. Sometimes they want to flirt with you, or they want bums in general, like Shia said. Yeah.
Okay, so that's why you decided to like from now on you're just gonna move everywhere with your parents just to avoid all of that. Yeah, you know, like there's a lot of people that come to the city. Maybe there's like a record label, they saw their music and they like what they do. And obviously like someone, let's say you're like from the rurals or whatever, you know, you don't really know how contracts work. You don't know like what your music is worth, and then you come and then you sign a contract, and maybe later on, like 5 years, you start complaining like, oh, this record label. Yeah, and I feel like maybe you should, more people should take your example, you know, just bring your parents around, bring somebody who's like kind of understands and can also protect you as well.
Yeah, I always run everything through my parents, especially my dad, because he knows a lot more in like the industry. His brother was in the industry as well.
Really?
Yeah.
And doing what?
My uncle was a manager for Donald.
Like Donald, like
Donald.
The love I know you deserve, Donald.
Yeah, Donald.
Okay, cool.
So I do have like a lot of a lot of like people to advise me when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Okay, so at least when you have like a bit of foot in that, and you also okay. So have you started performing?
I have a performance coming up on the 24th. I have performed before, but it wasn't the best. Like the venue was not the best. Like, yeah, it didn't work out.
Okay. So you have someone who knows the industry. You've started performing as well. You got music out. You got features. It makes me question, like, why did you say you want to just take this as a hobby then? Because it sounds like you're making it.
It's like tough. You have to have like something to fall back on. Yeah.
What do you have to fall back on?
I'm studying. So I'm going to get my degree. So if music doesn't work out, at least I'll have my degree to take me somewhere. Yeah.
You feel like having that second option is also sometimes stops you from achieving your dreams, because like you get people that are like, this is do or die, you know?
Yeah, I think so. It's a bit tough because you have to like manage your time properly. Like you have to focus on your studies, but then there's also your music. So it's like you have to juggle that. Yeah.
Also, when you work and you get a salary, most of the time, you know, most people become complacent and they don't actually want to do that thing, because having to deal with the drama of the industry, not getting paid, you end up getting to a point where you're like,
let me
this
just
music
lose.
thing, it was a fun little thing that, like I said, I mean, like at some point I did make, but I quit because I had to go to varsity and you know.
I
So-
wouldn't quit though. I love making music. It's
Mm.
something that I'm passionate about, so I wouldn't quit.
So you would do it if it didn't make you money. You would just do it just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No. So when you don't envision to like just only want to do music
It
only.
is. I would like to take my music global. Like if
Mm.
it takes me somewhere, sure. If it doesn't, then obviously I have my degree that I'll fall back on.
What are you studying?
Biomedical sciences.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's tricky though, eh?
Yeah.
Because, I'm guessing the money there is probably much better than
It's good, yeah.
compared to like artists and right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay, cool. But I see, okay, for you also it will be just managing the time.
Yeah.
But because if you have the money now, that means you'll be able to like get your own equipment, book out your
Do
own
everything.
things,
Yeah.
get your own crew, pay your own people. You know, because sometimes I get people come to the show and they say like they had to go perform somewhere and they didn't get paid, and them going there to perform, they probably had dancers, they had somebody on the instrument and all of that, and now like those guys are looking at you like, yo, where's the money, you know?
Yeah.
But I guess for you it'll be much easier. But
Yo,
why-
but still, like if I'm performing, they must pay me. Like that's work. Like I'm not gonna perform for free. No.
Mm.
Yeah.
But most people don't go in there thinking they won't get paid. It's that thing of we'll pay you, invoices are coming, and they never come.
Hectic.
Mm.
So that's like they're getting scammed actually.
To some extent.
Yeah.
Well, I actually had a lot of people that it's just that people don't talk about it, which I don't understand. People go through all these things, but they don't want to talk about them on the camera. You'll finish recording and then they'll tell you later, like, oh,
Yeah.
but by the way, this person didn't pay me.
'Cause,
I'm like,
like-
but why don't you put it out there?
Who's going on the internet?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you wouldn't, if let's say you were in that kind of situation and they
Mhm.
didn't pay you, you wouldn't like.
For my first
it in the-
performance, I didn't get paid.
No, I'm talking about you are like 2-3 years in.
Mm-hmm.
You are like a big artist. You pull the crowd, and you get there. They don't pay you. Would you not say it on the internet?
I probably would.
Hmm.
I would. Yeah.
Now I understand if it's like one time performance, sharp mad, like after a while, and then it's still not paying you.
Yeah. I
And
hear
you're talking
that.
to them, you're calling people, no one's responding.
Yeah. You must get paid if you've been doing it for a long time. You have the people. I
Hmm.
would say it's if they didn't pay me.
Okay, cool. You said social media scares you. What scares you most of it?
Social media,
from
yeah.
social media.
Comments, like things that people say.
Hmm.
Like I have my own insecurities. So if people like talk about it without me even mentioning it, like, yeah, that's scary.
What's like one thing that someone has said to you on the internet that kind of
They
took
spoke
you
about
off?
my gap.
Do you have a gap?
I have a gap.
You don't have a gap. I have a gap. This is a gap.
They spoke
That
about
is
my
not
gap.
a gap.
And yeah, and I've been like bugging my mom, like telling her I want braces.
Your braces
like,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. Yeah, but your gap is not bad though.
Yeah, I guess. But for me, like, yeah.
And you know what? In some other countries, a woman having a gap is actually considered to be more beautiful than like people
Really?
with yeah.
Well, I'm conscious of it. Like, yeah, I'd rather just like get it close up.
Hey, I mean, if it's something that you wanna do, that will make you feel much more confident about it.
Yeah.
But I don't hear that chat. Hey, maybe I thought you were gonna say something else. But yeah, no, get it done. So that's like the only thing that ever made you.
That's like the only comment that I've gotten that made me insecure, yeah, on social media.
I want to understand why did that person say they just said it out of
I like
nowhere.
posted
or
a
you-
TikTok and then they're like, yo, it's always the pretty ones with cabs. And I was like, yo, I was like, damn.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it sounded like he wasn't saying it as an offense, though.
But I felt it.
You felt
I
it,
felt
man.
it. I was like, yo.
Yeah, he said exactly. That's
But
why I'm like,
it was like, okay, so I'm pretty when I close my mouth, but when I open my mouth, you just see the gap, okay?
that's the overthinker side of you.
Yeah, you see.
Yeah. Because I mean, I honestly think the guy was just admiring
You think
you.
so?
Okay, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, no, but yeah, social media is a scary place. I mean, I always say people, if you're gonna be out there in the social media, it's either if you know you're gonna be big or whatever, it's either you get somebody to manage it for you so you don't have to
Yeah.
read it, or you have to be strong. Because
Yeah.
I feel like people will always find something. You
Yeah.
close your gap, they see something else. Maybe they like your eyes are a little bit too wide apart or whatever,
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be. You know?
But hey, I took their comments to the chest and I just moved on.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Mariam was worried.
Yeah.
Worried, proud, and yeah, fix it if you want to, for sure. Like I always tell people, like if you feel insecure about something,
Yeah.
but in that moment when you still have it, wear it proud. You
Yeah.
know, wear it proud. It's your gap teeth. Yeah, I may have my gap teeth. Yeah, wear it proud. I'd also like to someday, but right now, I'll wear it proud.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
that's good advice.
Mm. Okay, but yeah, no, your audience is growing as well. You recently reached 10K. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that for you?
It's nice. It's exciting. So,
Mm.
yeah. I'm glad that people like my content and my music.
Mm.
So, yeah.
What do you think people like the most? Like on what's like the content that you think people will like the most when they watch your stuff?
On my TikTok, I think the dancing videos, because I post a lot of like TikTok dances and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Have you used that to pivot them to your music?
I've tried. Yeah. I post like my music on there, but that doesn't really get like the most views.
Do you make it clear though that this song and this dance is for you guys to go check out my music?
No, I don't dance to my music. You've heard my music. I can't dance to my music. I can't dance to my music. It's sad. But I can like sing. I'm like trying to make singing videos. I dropped a YouTube video singing Falling. So, yeah.
Falling? Which Falling?
Falling is the name of my song.
Name of your song.
Yeah.
So you did a video with that name of the song and then...
Not on TikTok. I posted like a snippet of it on there, but the full video is on YouTube.
Oh, so people actually went and watched that video?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then, yeah, you are using like a platform to... Because some people, they have the platform and they have the numbers and all of that, but it doesn't translate to what they actually want to do.
Yeah.
Like you're big on TikTok, but it's not really translated. Let's say maybe sell clothes. It's not really translating to that. So, hey, I guess you got the formula.
Yeah, I'm trying to post more singing videos. Yeah.
Okay. Where do you want to take your content though? Ultimately.
Global. Like to the whole world, and the whole world to like listen to my music, see my content. Yeah. I want to be big like Tyler.
Okay, hey, I mean, you already have the Tyler look as well.
Crazy. I feel like people say that about all colored people.
That's right. Yeah. Whether you're colored or you're mixed or whether you're Asian
They
as
like,
well.
you look like Tyler.
Yeah, no, but hey, I guess we finally have our superstars. So now people are seeing the superstar in it. What are you exactly though?
I'm colored. So I'm mixed with, my mom is Cape Malay colored and my dad is Zambian.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Your mom is, he said she's?
Cape Malay.
What's Cape Malay?
Cape Malay. I don't really know how to explain it right now. It's a bit like she's mixed with like German. Her grandmother, I think, was German.
Okay.
And then her dad was Indian and her mom was colored. Her mom, her grandmother on her mom's side was German. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. Okay. It's a bit complicated, but yeah, there's like a whole mixture on her end. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So that would make you, because she's colored and then your dad is okay. All right. It's funny because in America you would actually be black though.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. They completely like disregard the whole colored race, which is bad.
You think so?
I think so. Because colors have their own culture. We have our own culture,
Hmm.
our own foods. So, yeah.
Wouldn't you say though that like colored people and black people to some extent we share so much similarities that it's kind of is hard
Yeah.
to
I think
separate it
so.
sometimes.
I think so. But at the same time, it's like you can't really like box in colored people. Like if you're black and like say you Zambian, for instance, you Zambian people have their own customs and traditions and cultures. But now that I'm mixed also with colored people can be mixed like with Indian and like whites. It doesn't matter. So now it's like different traditions and cultures mixed together. So you can't really like box it in, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but
Yeah.
also I think it also just also opens up like a pocket for a lot of things, because when you say colored as well, you are kind of boxing, because it's like, okay, colored what exactly? Are you colored
I get
Indian, colored, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to ask like, what
Yeah.
are you mixed with
What
to
are you
say?
exactly
Yeah,
mixed
okay,
with,
I
you know?
get
Because
that.
you get someone who's like maybe her dad was mixed with like his dad is like black, a Chinese, and then the mom's like white, and then they had you, and it's like, okay, what exactly? You can't
Yeah.
just say colored, because colored is a little bit.
But I think that would be then like referred to as mixed.
Also, colored and mixed to you is a little bit different.
I think it's two different things, yeah. Because when you're mixed, it's like specifically two different cultures and races coming together. But when you're colored, like I said, we have our own traditions, foods, cultures. So, yeah.
What's your food and culture that you'd say that is different?
Like we have pampun cookies.
I don't know what that
So
is. Yeah,
it's like a
you've already
dessert made from like
convinced me.
pumpkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a sweet treat. What else do we have? We have now I'm forgetting like what we have because it's like on the spot. But like we have like we also have like biryani, but that's also like more Indian.
Yeah, it's more Indian. Yeah.
Yeah, we have that. Colored people like rice pudding. We have rice pudding. I don't know if any other cultures like eat rice pudding.
I mean, we don't specifically make it as black people, but yeah, we
You have
do
rice
have
pudding.
it.
Yeah, like there's other foods as well that colored people specifically have. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, like yeah, I'm actually learning something new, because I used to think, cool. Well, with me, like the most like colored people that I've experienced, most of them, they're more like white leaning. They would probably speak English and Afrikaans most of the time. They would eat like what maybe the Afrikaners eat for the most part, which is most Afrikaners eat what we eat. Like, because Afrikaners, they, besides like porkies and whatnot, but they would have like pap as we do, they have braai like we do.
Yeah.
They don't have things like mohodu and all of that, but for the most part, there's like a bit of like similarities, but there would be more on like leaning to like the white than there would be to like the black. So
Yeah.
I thought, cool. When you say colored, that's what I picture.
I think it also depends on like where they come from, because there's colors in Joburg, then there's colors in Cape Town who probably like different. Like my mom's from Cape Town, like I say, Cape Malay. It's different to colors from Joburg or colors from the Free States, like yeah.
Okay. What is your thoughts on like the South African music though?
South African music. I feel like South Africans just love amapiano and Afrobeats. They're not really like open to other genres. They don't support their own artists that make music in other genres.
You think so?
I think so. Everywhere you go, it's amapiano.
I'd say like everywhere in the clubs that you go, yes, is my piano. But there's a lot of like, especially now with like there's a lot of like pop ups. I don't know if you ever been to Mama Kashaka
I
in Brown.
haven't. Maybe not like generalize.
Yeah, yeah.
But from my experience, I only see Amapiano. I haven't seen like our artists being taken like globally, like artists in R&B or our pop artists.
Hey, we have Tyler.
Tyler, but you see, they boxing her as Amapiano Afrobeats.
Okay, yeah, to the world, yes, but
Yeah.
the music itself is not necessarily. Okay, she also says that this is
Yeah,
a bit
she
of,
would make
I'm
Amapiano.
okay. So that's like probably something that you hate, that they're pushing so much of
Not
Amapiano
hate,
and
but like would like to see a
dislike, yeah.
change. Yeah. Like they should support their other genres as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
What's one thing you like though? Because I mean, obviously,
About SA, the food.
music. No,
Oh, in music.
Music, yeah.
One thing I like, it's a vibe.
Mm.
It's a vibe. Like Amapiano is a vibe. You just want to get up and dance, so I can't even say anything there.
Don't you think because people enjoy my piano more because they're going through a lot and they just want to escape? And now,
Maybe.
you know,
Maybe.
there's actually a guy I had on here. He's an R&B singer. He was saying like he goes to a club a lot and he does like these parties and he's like he understands like why they don't play that music. Imagine now, you play my piano and then you come on with the sad music when people are just trying to
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think also that's that as well. Like, hey, maybe we are going through a lot and we just want to like escape a little bit. But yes, we also do need soul music. We need R&B. We need, whenever you're feeling, I mean, if you're going through a heartbreak, you're not playing Munike, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're sad, you want to be sad,
Okay, cool. What can we expect from you moving forward?
Moving forward, I do have a performance coming up on the 24th of May.
Okay.
So there's that to look forward to. I just dropped Hard. And yeah, just more exciting things that I'm going to be doing. I won't spoil.
Okay. All right. But the thing, is it out there? Like the performance thing, do you have like a poster?
Yeah, it is out there. I have posted.
Okay.
People can get tickets on my account. There's a link in my bio.
Where is it going to be?
Germiston.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate this. But before we let you go, can you give the people some wisdom nuggets, some last thoughts?
Some advice or
some
something?
Advice, yeah, some gems.
Just always be true to yourself. As long as you know who you are, then nothing else matters. Yeah. Okay.
I also would like to say this. I'm a little bit awkward today because our parents are watching us. I've never had someone bring their parents but appreciate them as well. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right. So.